One of the key measurable outcomes for any film is how many people watch it. Expanding your film's audience is crucial for its success, and selling it to streaming platforms is an ideal way to get more eyes and ears on your content. However, the film distribution process can be daunting, especially when you're talking about streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon. Getting your foot in the door can be just as hard, and that's why we made this guide, so you know the best streaming platforms for your film and who to reach out to when you're trying to sell it. So let's go ahead and dive deeper into this. So there are many different types of streaming platforms. There's TVOD, AVOD, and SVOD. But what exactly do these acronyms stand for, and how do you know which one is best for you? Well, first we'll start with TVOD. Transactional-based video-on-demand platforms, such as iTunes, allow users to watch content by buying it outright or renting it. And this does not include platforms with subscriptions or ads. So if your marketing budget is higher and your film features well-known actors, we encourage you to distribute it to TVOD streaming platforms because it'll help you gain success in the short term. However, it's important to note that this streaming platform style often has lower fees and retains a more significant percentage of sales. Another option is to look at platforms that offer multiple distribution options, such as subscription sites like Amazon Prime, which lets users buy and rent films in addition to their subscription-based model. TVOD distribution, while often making the most money for filmmakers, will require the most self-marketing as a trade-off. Advertising-based video-on-demand platforms such as YouTube earn their revenue through the ads they place on content rather than through subscription models. However, YouTube also offers YouTube Premium, which is an ad-free paid subscription option, as well as transactional content that can be bought or rented by the user. AVOD platforms are often a good choice for lower-budget productions that are less likely to be accepted on larger platforms, as they allow filmmakers to monetize their content without having to secure a huge business deal. Short films are more popular on these kinds of sites because viewers won't have to watch as many ads throughout the video, and shorts are more challenging to find on big platforms like Amazon and Netflix. Advertising-based platforms also offer filmmakers the advantage of less essential marketing because you don't need to convince audiences to spend money to watch the film. The trade-off is that earnings will be minimal without an exclusivity deal or multilingual dubbing to expand the size of your audience. Subscription-based video-on-demand platforms such as Netflix, Disney+, and Amazon are the platforms that probably come to mind when you think of streaming services. SVOD platforms require audiences to pay a subscription fee to access a catalog of content. Still, in recent times, many of these sites have been introducing ads in order to increase revenue in addition to their subscription fees. While these sites certainly offer the most significant global audience for your film, they can be the most competitive to sell to. This is often due to the localization budget required for Netflix content, as they dub TV shows and movies in up to 34 languages. Only the best will make the cut. It's every filmmaker's dream to see their work on the big platforms being enjoyed by the entire world in multiple languages. But how do you actually sell your film to these platforms? Who do you contact? We've compiled a list of all the major streaming platforms you can sell your film to. To keep things simple, we've categorized them by the type of monetization, and we'll cover the best methods and contacts to sell your film to for each. TVOD is one of the more accessible options when trying to distribute your film to streaming platforms. You can easily hire an aggregator for a small fee that will be able to distribute your content. An aggregator is essentially a middleman who sells filmmakers' works to streaming platforms, focusing solely on the sale, kind of like an agent. Here are some of the top aggregators to contact when trying to sell your film. You have Bitmax, Wheather, and FilmHub. Bitmax works in the TVOD, AVOD, and SVOD space, giving you all the options for content monetization. Wheather is best known for its partnership with the Sundance Creative Distribution Initiative. All they take is an upfront one-off payment, which means you keep 100% of your revenue after the sale. FilmHub offers a unique model, combining the work of aggregators with a film distribution marketplace. This can benefit filmmakers as the site provides multiple platforms to sell your film to, including more niche options. However, making a sale is not guaranteed and will require more self-promotion. FilmHub doesn't take an upfront payment, but they do take 20% of the revenue. Learning how to sell your film to Netflix isn't an easy job. Most major streaming platforms don't have open applications for content distribution, so you'll have to go through a distributor. Distributors are like aggregators, but they play a much more hands-on role. Rather than just making the sale, distributors also quality check and encode films, ensuring they are ready for the big platforms while curating their own collection of content. This is similar to a manager. Here are some of the best distributors to contact. You have FilmRise, Bayview Entertainment, and Breaking Glass Pictures. FilmRise was founded by film producers and has a catalog of 50,000 licensed and original films and TV shows. It has partnerships with various platforms, including the big ones: Amazon, HBO, and Netflix. Bayview Entertainment is an excellent pick for lower budget indie filmmakers. Partnering with platforms like Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play, Bayview Entertainment can distribute your indie film to some of the largest platforms while offering development, production, and marketing services. If you're shooting for global success, Breaking Glass Pictures distributes films in the US, the UK, Australia, Asia, and various European countries. Their international sales branch can help take your film to every corner of the globe. Depending on your film's goals, you could sell it to AVOD platforms using either a distributor or an aggregator. While distributors usually come with higher costs, they are more likely to negotiate a better presence for your film on AVOD platforms, as they also take on a marketing aspect of your project. This is the best way to have your film on the homepage or more highly recommended to users. The choice is yours. Whether you opt for AVOD, SVOD, or TVOD, you want as many eyes and ears on your film as possible. And did you know that less than 20% of the world speaks English? That's why film dubbing is a great way to expand your audience and bring your project to the global stage. It allows multiple regions worldwide to enjoy your film whilst retaining the original message and ensuring viewer engagement and retention over the use of subtitles. Professional dubbing keeps the emotional and cultural nuances of your film's original dialogue, helping to ensure that global audiences are captivated in their own language. Check out our dubbing services, which have a range of packages to suit the needs of any film project at Voquent.com. So there we have it. That is how you sell your film to streaming platforms and ensure global audiences love your content. Depending on what platform is best for your project, distributors and aggregators will negotiate with the big platforms for you, either taking a one-off fee or a percentage of the sales. And dubbing services can take your film even further, allowing the rest of the world to enjoy your work whilst boosting your reach and profits. See ya!